Welcome to Men Making a Difference, PGSAO men who inspire and motivate.
Jason Fields, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. I really wanted to introduce you to the people who you serve here in Prince George's County. Oftentimes they get to hear from me as the elected state's attorney, but you're also working very hard every single day on their behalf. So why don't you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself and your current role in the office?
Well, I grew up in Montgomery County. I went to law school at George Washington University after serving in the Army and serving in Afghanistan in 2009. I then came to the office in the summer of 2019, and I've been here ever since for about 16 months.
And so what has your experience been like? This is your first job out of law school?
I did a couple clerkships with a few different firms before I got here. However, this is my first paying job after law school. And my experience has been great. I really I work in district court, which is the people's court. It's where the majority of our cases are handled. And I have a lot of contact with the people of Prince George's County, and I feel I can really make a difference in their lives.
Absolutely. So tell me, what has been some of the most challenging, cases that you've been involved in?
Well, most certainly the most challenging cases will be the ones in which we have victims who we are looking for restitution for them. They're usually every case presents a different challenge, and myself and the investigators and the entire team all work really hard in order to bring justice to the people of the county, as well as to keep in mind that many of the people who we are charged with prosecuting are also in need of our assistance as well.
And I appreciate that you call them people, because oftentimes we just refer to them as defendants, but we know that they are human beings with whole lives, a lot of issues that they may have addressed as well. Sometimes they have been victims as well, right? So can you tell me how you approach this job, this work? How do you, when you see a case, how do you determine how you want to handle that particular case?
Well, certainly in this position, as with the state's attorney's office, our job is to serve all the people of the county, which will include both the defendant and the victims, and everyone involved. So I try to look at our job here as serving justice for everyone throughout the county, and not just as a prosecutor whose job it is to secure convictions, but rather overall my job is where we are trying to make the county a better place to live for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so interesting. You'll hear sometimes individuals who, let's say, were victimized by someone who's trespassing. And then we find out, hey, this person's homeless, or this person has an addiction or something like that. Sometimes our victims are not as compassionate as we have to be, because you are right, our job is to do justice, not to quote unquote represent the victim. It is really to do justice. Now, oftentimes that involves us being the voice of the victim, because we think it's important to do justice by providing that, level of information to the court. However, in other cases, and you probably have run into this, especially in district court, the goal really isn't to punish. It's really to correct the behavior and to figure out how we can get this person not to reoffend. So in that way, we have a lot of diversion opportunities. Can you talk about maybe some referrals that you've made to diversion, or cases that you've either null pros or steaded to take advantage of other alternative forms of intervention?
Certainly. I mean, one of our greatest programs would be our drug court program. often the people who end up in district court are repeat offenders due to their circumstances of being addicts. And what it does, the county, the victims, and the offenders know it does none of us any good to have them continually reoffending, because we're not treating the underlying issue that often is addiction. So drug court is a really good opportunity to divert some pretty serious repeat offenders to a program where they can get the help and they can rehabilitate their lives and become a productive member of society. We also often place cases on what's called the STET docket, which is an inactive docket, in which we can ensure that the victims get the restitution that they need, as well as the defendants also have an opportunity to cure and to perform community service, for example, to attend different programs that our office provides that allow for them to not end up with a record that will continue to affect them down the road, even once they are trying to return to society in a more productive manner.
So how does doing this work impact you personally?
This is my dream come true. I always wanted to be an officer, and I sort of overshot it and became a prosecutor instead. I am living the dream every day. I have had victims tell me I am their guardian angel, and that just absolutely makes my day when I can take someone over to the Family Justice Center, or I can help try to put someone back on the right path towards reintegrating back into society.
That's awesome. Well, I am so happy to have you in the office. You've done great work here, and we know that you're going to continue to grow and move around in the office. There are other units. I know that you're in our kind of our entry-level unit, as a district court attorney, but there are so many other facets of our office that you'll get exposed to in the upcoming years, and we're so excited that you want to do this job and that you're so passionate about it. So, do you have any advice to any aspiring law students or individuals who are in law school but are trying to determine where they want to go with that?
Oh, certainly. I would say don't let anyone take away your dreams. Go for it. Work hard. We have some internship programs within our office that provide great opportunities, stepping stones, in order for you to increase your ability to apply both for college and law school and secure a job in the future. So I would certainly say don't let anyone ever tell you that you can't achieve your dreams, and it may take a while, but as long as you keep taking steps towards them, you eventually will be able to achieve anything you really set your mind to and anything you really want.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me, Jason, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you very much, Madam State's Attorney.